2025 is almost done. Half of it's gone. 6 months worth of time, and you're probably one, still not where you want to be, right? You're here when you want to be here. You don't feel like you haven't reached your max potential. You don't feel like you accomplished something, which is, 90% of people, I assume. Or two, you just decided to click on this video and because you're bored, right? And it's like 3 a.m. But either way, I'm currently number one, right? I'm currently at a spot where I'm here, where I should be here, right? What is here? Successful, accomplished something. I actually made something out of my life, right? I don't feel like I'm being wasted potential right now, right? So this summer, right? Or maybe even after, let's change, right? Let's actually make a difference. This is a plan that I will follow that will change my money, right? Finances, body, physical, right? How I look like, how I, run and all that. Mind, right? My mindset, how I view things, how I feel about things. Soul, my spiritual connection with God, right? And where I'm at spiritually. And status, right? My status around me, right? My environment, the type of people I'm with, how I'm treated, right? Now, I'm doing this for myself, not for anyone watching this, just to let you know, right? So, future me, hi. But if you do feel like you're stuck and you want to change, then let's do this together, right? Because I'm at the bottom as well, right? Most people who kind of do these type of things, they're already here. I'm not already there. I'm here right now. So we're on the same level right now, right? And if what I talk about, right, later on, if it resonates with you, then we'll both elevate to a higher version of ourselves and make a difference together, right? We'll both become better versions. And the most important thing, right, we'll keep each other accountable, right? The reason behind why I'm even doing this in the first place is because I personally feel like I have so much potential, right? But I'm limited by my own weak mind. What do I mean by this? Wasted potential, basically, right? My mind where I can't stay disciplined to things, right? I can't stick to things, right? And I just know that I could be in so much of a higher place if I was actually consistent for once, right? Because anytime I locked in or tried to be disciplined, it did work, right? I had lots of successes, but it would never last, which is what caused my downfalls, usually. And I can't really allow myself to be basic or simple, right? I know I'm meant for more. I just know it, right? It's a fact. And it's always been on my mind because I can tell I'm so different from everyone else around me, right? Everyone else around me is not like me. I'm completely different, right? Because it kills me every day, even though it's just a thought, right? The idea where I'm not where I want to be right now, and I know I have so much more potential and I'm wasted potential, that kills me every day, right? And I'm posting this so I can actually keep myself accountable and also come back to this so I can actually remember why I'm doing this, right? So I can make sure where I came from and why I'm doing this and why I'm pushing every day, right? Now, this is what I need to focus on, and I will be doing this, right? Yours will obviously be different because, you and I are not the same. So you can customize it yourself, right? Again, this is not some schedule or like 3 a.m. morning routine. It's a task-like system, right? So it's not Ashton Hall or no 3 a.m., 5 a.m. type of thing. But I personally perform much better when I do tasks instead of following a strict schedule, right? Why is this? Since 90% of the time, if I don't follow it or I miss something in a schedule, right, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I got to do this, it causes this. Everything to break down, right? Everything just crumbles down. So anytime I did tasks where I could do them whenever I wanted to throughout the day, I wasn't like, okay, between this time and this time I got to do it, where I could do it like, okay, I got 3 hours, I'll just do this, and I was able to pick. I always accomplished them, right? Even in my high school days, I did this instead of following a strict schedule, and it worked much better, right? I got my homework done, for example, right? Here are the things I'm focusing on. Sales, fitness, diet, religion, social media or social life, right? Mindset and documentation. Now you're like, what the hell is this, right? Here's what each topic's going to look like, by the way. Start my current state, right? I'm going to be totally transparent about everything, even the embarrassing stuff, right? Even like photos, videos, and like explaining. I'm going to share all that, right? I'm going to be totally transparent with here. Next, what to do. What am I going to actually do to change this, right? And right after, why is it important, right? What's the reason behind this and why specifically this? And at the end of everything, right? Not for each topic, but like after all the topics, I'm going to explain the rules, right? Of each one. Sales. Now I'm obviously in high ticket sales, right? Which is basically appointment setting, closing. You close for info products, coaches, courses and all that. So I'm in sales right now, right? I also have a mentor and I'm currently getting trained, right? I've been doing this for about a year and a half now, right? I have less than $300 to my name right now, right? Which is obviously scary. I have shit to pay for and it's coming up, right? So my back is against the wall and I have $0 coming in right now, right? Even just paying for Loom subscription for now, just for this video, it hurts, right? I had to pay $30 to, just so I can download this Loom, so I can put it on YouTube. And it honestly hurt me. I had to sit for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God, is this going to screw me over? Because I'm in that tight of a spot right now, right? Now, what am I going to do for the sales section, right? New offers. I am on 2 new offers, right? I'm starting a new offer that is projecting to do pretty well, right? Both of them, actually. One of them has already been doing well. The other one's going to do pretty well. It's a launch, and I just need to make sure this works out, right? I'm going to dive into that on the why. But I'm also doing another offer, like I said, and both of these offers are from the same sales manager who really likes me, right? And he's one of the guys who can get me into higher spots. Why the new offer section? I can't let this opportunity slide like I have before. What do I mean by that? I've been in launches before for phone setting, right? And I took it too comfortable or I just fumbled somehow, right? I've been in 2 launches and I missed out on one of those. One of them I did well, right? I made like $1,000 within like 3 days, right? But I could have made so much more. It's just because of all my mistakes and how many times I fumbled, right? So my back is also against the wall, right? Now knowing that the opportunity's back, right? I fumbled it before, but the opportunity's back now, and I got to make this work because I can make so much money, and my back is against the wall, right? Because in reality, I got to make this work, right? This is the best chance I have at making money and transitioning into closing as well. By the way, closing is the guy on the Zoom call, the guy who actually closes the deal. I'm right now the guy who sets up the deal, right? Dialing. I will be dialing between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. This is the earliest and the latest I can call people, right? Prospects, leads, and I will try to put in as many hours as possible. I might even work over the 9 p.m. period, right? Maybe hit different time zones depending, or maybe even earlier, right? But I'm going to try to work as much as possible and get as much hours as possible, and I'm going to explain this why. Why dialing, right? Why that section? I have to put a good impression, right? Again, back to my past experience with other launches, I had people who could put me in very high places, right? Even better. But I couldn't put a good impression, right? I could have put in more work. I could have not made mistakes. I could have dialed more, right? But I couldn't do that because of my own mistakes, right? I fumbled many times. So the more work I put in, the more that I show myself, right, that I want it and I deserve it, and I show it to the people who have the ability to elevate me and put me in better/higher places, right? Especially showing myself that I want it and I deserve it, right? Just showing that and being like, hey, I want this and I want to elevate and I want it to be better and I want the money will build such a good impression that if one day something happens, I'm going to be, they're going to be like, I got you. I'm going to put you in a better place, right? So this is kind of why it's so important for me to put in as much hours as possible and much work as possible, right? And actually build a good impression. Becoming a closer. Now I talked about it. It's a Zoom call guy, or the guy who closes the deal. I will attend all my group calls. I am in a mentorship, right, that I paid a lot of money to. That's also why I'm kind of broke. But, right, I invested into my skill sets and now my back is against the wall, but I have improved. But anyways, group calls, right, in my mentorship, I will always participate in them, even if I embarrass myself. What do I mean by this? I'm going to always be like, let's say he's like, hey guys, let's do a practice, right? Like, let's do a mock, let's do like a role play just so I can kind of see where you're at. Like, he does it to random people, right? In the group calls, I'm always going to participate, and he even said you should, right? I'm always going to be like, you know what, I'll do this part. Even if I fumble like crazy, I'm going to do it. And I'm saying this from experience because I did do a spar like 2 days ago. It was embarrassing as hell, but I'm so glad I did it because I'm like, oh my God, if I always do this, the chances of me becoming a closer are even higher. Because one, my mentor who can put me in higher places, right? He'll say, you know what, this guy's actually getting good. He's improving. He wants it. Let me give this guy an opportunity. And 2 is primarily that my skill set will improve, right? I have someone judging me constantly, nitpicking, like, hey, this, who's very good at, sales himself. He's been doing it for like almost 7 years. And having that pressure on me, I think will just elevate me so much more in my sales skills, right? I'll spar at least 1 to 2 times a day. What is sparring? It's basically you hit up one of your friends and you're like, hey, can you act like a customer? I'll act like a salesman. You guys role play a bit, right? And then it reverses, and then it's like a sparring. It's like boxing sparring, right? You try to get better. So the reason I want to do this at least 1 to 2 times a day, this is for closing, not for setting, right? For closing, I want to spar. So if I do get that opportunity to become a closer, then instantly, right, I will have that chance of actually being able to close my first deal, right? The chance of that even being higher. And at the same time, it's mainly that, obviously, like if I do well, like on my offers, and then those people who can put me in higher places and I put a good impression, right? They're instantly going to be able to grab me and they're going to be like, hey, I'm willing to give you that shot, right? They already said this themselves. You know what? I'm willing to give you that closing shot so you can actually get this opportunity, right? Because this is one of the best ways you can enter closing is actually being on the same offer as a setter, but then they're being like, hey, you know what? I'm willing to give you this opportunity for closing. So just book this guy in and you close him at the same time, right? Just take this booking, right? Let's see what you got and then you become a closer, right? As opposed to trying to apply for something new with zero experience, right? So you kind of get that experience from the same offer. Now, I'm always going to review my setting calls at the end of my day so I can make sure I'm better at asking questions and my sales process and all that, right? Just so I can make sure my setting calls are actually good, because I'll always make little tiny mistakes that won't matter as much, but I know if I fix those, it's going to make my calls so much better, right? So I'm always going to review this shit. I'm always going to try to be on it, right? Now, why becoming a closer? Becoming a closer is my goal, right? Let me tell you the benefits of becoming a closer. One, you are at so much of a higher level, right? You are more respected. People are like, oh shit, this guy can close deals, right? And obviously you make so much more money, right? Instead of making 5% of the deal, you make 10% of the deal. And every deal that comes through, you're making that money no matter what. As opposed to just setting the call up and being like, oh, I hope this guy closes, right? You have control of that, right? And you're not dealt with shitty leads. Every good lead is on your calendar, right? So you don't have to be a setter and kind of go through all the lists. You already have the good list, right? And it's also that I can just do a Zoom call. I can get the deal, get a lot of money, and I can also do what I want, right? When you're a dialer, you can't do that. You got to constantly work, right? Get as much as possible, which is not bad, but obviously I don't want to keep that forever. I want to be able to travel and do calls at the same time, right? Because I kind of have that pressure on me right now where I have family that are literally waiting for me in other countries, right? Like it's not like some, war story or whatever, but like I just have families, they want me to visit, but I keep telling them, I'm like, hey, I got to get this better, I got to make the money, right? So definitely visiting them, I also have that pressure, and you obviously get respected, right? But I know so many people that became closers, right? And so many that didn't, but the people that became closers, I just can't fathom the idea that I'm somehow the one person who just doesn't, right? I will not and cannot accept the reality of me not becoming a closer, right? I just can't accept that reality, right? If, others are able to do it, there's no way I can't, right? There's just no way I can't do it, right? If others are able to become a closer and make a good amount of money, why am I not able to do it? It's that simple. There's just absolutely no way, right? All of this, like I talked about, is like the pursuit of, I can't speak. It's like the pursuit of happiness, right? If you don't know what that movie is, it's with Will Smith, right? And his son, Jaden Smith, right? Like when he was a little kid. And the guy's trying to become a stockbroker, and he's also homeless, right? So I'm kind of in that scenario right now where like I keep trying but failing each time. And at the same time, the pursuit of happiness, like in that, the guy kept trying and kept failing, right? But then God finally gave him the reward, right? For always pushing. So I'm in that scenario right now. That's kind of what I connect to. I love this movie. But yeah, fitness now, right? Now, this is currently where I'm at with my physique, right? No abs, muscles toned down, right? Like a bit of fat, right? The issue I'm having here, I used to have a much better physique. I didn't put photos on here, right? But this is where I'm at currently, right? I had much better photos, I had much better of a physique, right? But then I kind of gave up on that because I started focusing on sales so much that I kind of gave up on the gym. And I was like, I already hit my PR was 245, right? I was like, I hit 225 and I hit 245. I was like, it is what it is, right? I don't care. I was even almost repping 225 at one point, right? Like I got so much better. But then I obviously left, right? This was a while back. And now here I'm at, right? Here I'm at, right? I'm disappointed in this. So, the gym. I will never miss a workout, only if an emergency shows up, obviously, right? But here's my workout. It's chest, tricep, back, bicep, shoulder, abs, and legs, right? If you want like in depth on what I'm actually doing for these workouts, because I'm like quite strong in the gym and I had a really good physique. Obviously I kind of gave up, but like I kind of know what to do already. I just got to stick to it now, right? Again, no repeat, no rest. We'll see this later on. You'll see my documentation, but maybe I'll implement the rest. But for now, I just feel like every time I've done rest, I've kind of given up, right? I've kind of been like, oh, I'm resting today. And then like, sure, it's fine. But then the next day, what would happen is because I took that rest, now getting back into the gym was a bit harder, right? As opposed to it being repeated. So I think repetition's just going to be good. And again, like if I can't go to the gym due to not having transportation, right, and there's nothing I can do, I have a bit of a home gym. I'll work out at home if needed, right? I already know what to do. So I have a lot of fitness knowledge, but I just need to actually stick to it, right? And like I have stick to it before. I did the gym for like almost 2 years. Like I was really good, right? But now this is obviously where we're at, right? So why the gym? Why is this so important? Why not just focus on sales, right? When working out, I build discipline, right? I've realized when I haven't worked out, I felt like shit, which affected my sales, right? But when I have worked out, I've built discipline and I felt more confident in myself, right? Where that would actually improve my sales. So having good fitness correlates into sales, right? Into your business life. It just does, right? It just builds discipline. Sure, I might not be winning in business, money, or sales, but I'm winning in the gym, right? That's a win. And just having that mindset is just so much better. That's why, like, I don't think there's any entrepreneurs that were fat as fuck and made money, right? I don't think there was. So that's kind of what it is. Again, I turned into what could have been and the wasted potential, right? I have so many people now that are like obviously better than me, stronger than me, or like a bit, right? Not too much. I'm like, dude, I just imagine, I'm like, what if I stick to it? Like, what if I didn't let like a year pass by or whatever? Like, what if I didn't give up? Like, I would have been like I would have been doing 315 right now. I would have had the craziest physique ever. I would have been crazy, right? I would have been like astronomical. I can't say that word, but astronomical, right? But it's just honestly sucks that I'm wasted potential. I'm like, literally the fact I'm what could have been. I'm like, oh, I could have been this. I hate that reality. I hate the reality of what could have been. I hate that, right? I cannot live with the fact that I could have been this, right? I just can't. Now, I need to have a good physique. So if anything were to happen, I can sell a fitness course. Now, what do I mean by that? This guy's like, everyone's like, okay, you're going to be a course seller now. No. I have the knowledge. I've already done it. I know it works. I just need the proof now, right? If I have that good physique, then I can have that proof. And what do I mean by this? After doing DM setting, phone setting, and all this, and kind of connecting with a lot of people and also having people who also do business and like being in their businesses as well, I know how to market and sell and all this shit. Like it's super easy. I just need a good product, right? I know how to do this. And I hate working under people, right? I want independence. Maybe when I become a closer and after that, I'll become a fitness coach because I know a lot in fitness, right? After fitness, then I could obviously sell or like after closing, I could definitely sell like a fitness offer and just make so much money. Because if you think about it, I could charge like 1K a month to, I don't know, per client, right? Have a few calls with them, whatever. If I have 10 people, 1K a month, that's 10K. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And I have the knowledge. I know how the business works. I just need the proof of the physique. And I will do this. If I decide not to continue with high ticket sales or closing or whatever, which won't happen obviously, but let's say hypothetically, right? There is no way, like if you are good, like I know a guy, I'll give you an example. I had a friend, or not a friend, but like I knew this guy. He was good at badminton, right? But he wanted to make money online. You know what he literally did? He got his skill of being good at badminton, and he was on a badminton team as well. And he made a course on that and sold that. And it was like, I think it was like $800, $900, or like 1K. He was making like 8K a month. He was selling ebooks, whatever. But like, He took such an idea that you wouldn't think you could sell, and he started selling that to people. Literally, he would have Zoom calls teaching people how to play badminton, or like, I don't know how he was doing it, but it was mainly ebooks, right? But it was crazy. He was making 8K a month selling something he was just randomly good at. Like, I'll give you an example. If I'm super good at, I don't know, skincare, if you are good at something, you can teach it to others and just charge them. It's so simple. You can teach anything to anyone now, right? It's so simple. It's crazy when you just think about it. So I just understand this fact because I've seen it with my own eyes. So having that physique is also going to be a backup, right? I'm going to be like, you know what? I got the physique. Let me just teach it to others, right? And again, like, if anything bad in business happens, at least I have a strong and good physique, right? There's no way depression could kick in. If I work out my legs now speaking about legs, most people don't do legs. I didn't do legs, right? Because I used to play a lot of sports. I can improve the condition of them so I can make sure they don't get messed up, right, during sports. Because now my legs are kind of cooked. Now I'm realizing a bit of the problems because I've been sitting a lot more, right? When I do play a bit of sports, it's like, holy shit, there's joint pain, cramps, and all that. So I feel like working out could, again, it's the what could have been, right? I could probably be dunking if I worked my legs, right? Because I got the height, I got the jump. It's just my legs are not conditioned like that because I never trained them properly. Well, I did back then, but like not too seriously. I'm like, okay, if I actually had crazy legs, I was like, oh my God, what could have been, right? So it's also that just so I can make sure my legs are in good condition. And anytime I would take a rest day, it would be harder to get back in the gym, like I explained, right? Run. Right when I wake up, I will run the same track every day. This is the track right here. It takes about like 10 minutes. Why run? When running, I build discipline. Same thing, right? It's a win in the morning. David Goggins talks very good about this. He does the same things, right? But it's also to increase my stamina, right? Make sure, because I have terrible stamina. I will run out of breath in 2 seconds. I hate that fact, right? So I want to make sure I get rid of that. It's also to lose fat and have some good cardio. But it's also to improve the condition of my legs. Like I said, the same thing with the gym. And to start the morning good, instead of just walking around in my house, like feeling like shit, right? Going in the sun, right? Achieving something will increase the chances of me actually performing better, right? I don't know about you, but when I wake up in the morning and I just check my phone or go around in the house or whatever, try to shower, I just waste so much time and I also feel terrible, right? Like I'm like, oh my God, I still feel tired. But now I recently started running. It hasn't been too consistent, but now it's going to be consistent, obviously, right? When I run right when I wake up outside in the sun, it's like my day has already started, right? It's like, boom, I'm already in the middle of my day, right? And boom, I'm already awoken, I'm already active, right? But if I wake up in the morning and don't do really anything physical, it's like, it's still the morning, right? I'm just getting my day prepared, right? But running and doing something, boom, your day starts. You already feel like you're in the middle of the day, right? And it's already super early in the morning. So I think that's a huge thing. I'm not going to do 3 a.m. running or whatever. I will do it in the morning, right? 8 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever. When the sun is out, right? Because I just love being in the sun and also running at the same time. I've done it and it's amazing, right? So, and again, my goal with the running as well is so I can become faster and faster each time so I can increase my stamina, right? And it's also, it's like a challenge to me, right? Like I want to be able to just run consistently because I have speed. I'm very fast, right? I could be I show speed in the race. I'm just kidding, but probably could. But the biggest thing is really that I want to be able to run consistently, right? Like I had a friend, I could, do 2 laps around the swimming pool, but I was so fast, right? I was like fast, right? But I would run out of stamina. I had a friend who was so slow and he was fat, right? After he would go like 10 times back and forth. He wouldn't stop, right? He would go back and forth. He wouldn't stop. He could do it like 10 times. I was like, how? But he was so slow, right? So I already have the speed. If I just increase my stamina, there's nothing that can stop me, right? It's also kind of a mental win. But diet, this is so huge, right? I'm talking about fat loss, but diet is so huge. Currently, lost myself, eating tons of sugar, gluten, dairy, and all that, and can't stop, right? I literally can't. Like, just now, look at this, right? Granola bar or whatever. I literally ate that, right? And I'm disappointed, and I just can't let that happen, right? So what to fix? What to eat, right? Chicken breast, eggs, beef, etc. Fruits and vegetables, carbs, potato, and rice. Now, I'm going to dive into all of this, but chicken, breast, eggs, and all that, right? Why these specific? One, I love eating meat. Pause. I don't mean that. Don't edit that. But it's not about the calories, right? No, it's not as much in calories, and it's also high in protein, right? I feel motivated when I eat what I want in the morning, right? Like I'm a huge meat guy, right? Okay, that just sounds crazy, but it's just like I ate eggs for so long. I ate like yogurt for so long in the morning, but it just felt terrible, right? Like I was like, oh my god, I don't like eating this because I ate it for so long. I started getting annoyed by it. But with meat, I've been eating meat since day one. Pause. But now, like I've never given up on it, right? It's like, it's just it's. I just love it, bro. Honestly, okay, pause. This sounds crazy, but the main thing being, it's also like I said, low in calories, high in protein, right? Fruits and veggies, that's snacks. That's my snacks, right? I'll just eat that on the side. That is my snacks, right? Just so I can chew in something and eat something, right? I want to lose weight as fast as possible. It's like the carnivore diet, right? And I'm not going to prioritize potato, not again, not fried, not fried, right? Like I can't eat that. That is bad. Just normal potato and rice. But if it's served, I will eat it, right? If it's served and I really, really need it, I will eat it. But again, I'm not prioritizing it, right? The main things are like high protein, right? With no dairy, gluten, or sugar, right? Um, these are obviously very important. And it's just that eating those, it's just, I don't know if you guys, I've done it before. That's why I know it works. Just eating meat, really, it's so much like you'll get your protein goal and it won't be too many calories. So, it's like the carnivore diet. You got to research it, but the carnivore, it's similar to the carnivore diet. Obviously, a bit different because we have veggies and we also don't have dairy, but still. What not to eat? No sugar, gluten, and dairy. We just cannot eat this. Um, these are obviously terrible, right? So sugar, no gluten, right? The no sugar is obviously for like it's just not good, right? It's fat, acne, and all that. Cut that out fully, and I'll be much better. And I have tested myself; it has worked. No gluten, right? The reason I say no gluten is because I personally get a lot of acne when I eat gluten, and it's also the fact that I kind of do get a bit of weight as well, and I just don't feel the best, right? So gluten's like bread and everything, literally everything, right? But no dairy. The reason I'm doing no dairy is because I don't have a problem with dairy. It's just that with the dairy side of things, it's kind of risky for acne and stuff, right? So I don't want to risk that. Um, but anytime I've eaten sugar, gluten, or dairy, I felt terrible and tired, right? Like literally. But I have cut this out before and I felt so much better, right? But it is true that you are what you eat. Like literally, if you eat bad, you're going to feel bad. Like anytime I've eaten bad, I felt tired and shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm probably sick or whatever. No, it was not that. It was literally what I ate. So when I ate better, I felt so much better. But anyways, intake, right? Intake per day, calories, 2,100. That's for my weight, right? Again, I tested this and it did work. Protein, 140 grams, so like zero point 0.8 of my body. Again, I'm like 79 pounds right now, or 79 kg. It's 140 grams to protein to 175 plus, right? As much as possible. But minimum is 140, and I'm going to use chronometer to track. Again, I have done this and I was losing weight. I lost 4 kg in 1 month, right? And I was also eating gluten and stuff as well, and sugar, right? But this also did work pretty well with me. So imagine if I removed gluten, sugar, and all that. Much better, right? Extras in the morning, no sugar energy drink, Monster, right? Gum to keep myself distracted from eating in the morning. Creatine, 5-gram scoop, right? And take omega-3 and vitamin D. When I have an energy drink in the morning, I focus a lot more on work and not food. Like I wake up, right? Why I don't do coffee is because my stomach doesn't feel too great, and obviously the toilet becomes an explosion. And at the same time, I get yellow teeth, and I just don't like it, right? I'm not a big fan of coffee, but energy drinks with no sugar, right? Especially Monster. When you have artificial sweeteners, it's crazy because your brain doesn't instantly go into the fact that, oh, I need to eat food. It tricks your brain being like, oh, we already filled up, right? We don't need it, right? It just does it. And you also focus on work and you just wake up instantly with a bunch of energy, right? So it's good. Again, energy drinks aren't the best thing, but I'm doing sales, brother. I got to do this, right? But same with gum. Gum tricks your brain in not eating actual food. And even though I'm not, right? Like, the goal is to trick your brain in the morning and not eat instantly because I have so much stuff I need to do in the morning. And I'm not the biggest fan of eating in the morning, but I do get hungry, right? So chewing, right, sends dopamine to your brain being like, hey, we're eating right now, and which causes dopamine go to your stomach and be, or like whatever, telling them like, hey, we're filled up. Whatever, how it works, but it tells your brain that you're filled up, right? Creatine, I've done it before. I've taken it and it makes a huge difference. Mental clarity, muscles, like hydration and all that. It's just huge, right? If you don't take creatine, you're kind of stupid. But just every day, simply. Omega-3, right? And omega-3 is good, right, for your muscle recovery. Again, this is 50-50, but omega-3, I'll definitely take that. It's a bonus. But I'm also low on vitamin D, which causes low blood pressure, right? I learned this from my doctor. So I definitely want to make sure the chances of that are being increased because, again, if you have one vitamin that is kind of low and which causes low blood pressure, what simply happens is you aren't at your fullest potential, right? Back to the what could have been. So you'll have more mental clarity if you have the necessary vitamins. Hygiene, right? This is kind of where I'm at with hygiene right now. Let me just move this. But as you can see, it is not the best. You can see the acne. It's actually kind of worse right now. You can't really notice actually, but it's not the best, right? Simply with this, and this is because I was also eating bad. So I just want to make sure my hygiene is also all good. And this is also like shower, hair, and all that. So not the best, right? Could be so much more better. Like even if I lose the fat, I'm gonna lose a bit of that jaw right there, and it's gonna be more sharp. But anyways, simply morning routine, right? When I come back from the run, right when I come back, shower for 10-15 minutes. We got to be quick with this because I do have meetings. I have a team meeting and I also have a group call and all that. Like I got all these different things I got to do. And I also got to dial, right? 9 a.m. Eastern. So shower for 10 minutes. That's obviously like shower 10-15 minutes. So like people can do it less, but like I scrub my body, I scrub my hair, like my scalp and all that. So I have all these specific things. And brush my teeth for 2 minutes, right? I'm like my teeth aren't bad, but I've missed a lot of brushing my teeth sometimes because I've just been in such a rush. So I just want to make sure I actually do it. So it's at that, again, not the what could have been, but it's at the maximum potential, right? Facial cleanser. I have a CeraVe one. Just do that real quick for 1 minute. I used to use a scrubber for the face, but I don't know if I'll implement that because it causes damage. Your skin is soft, right? And moisturizer right after, right? Again, if you want the details on what I use, you can see. I can, send them over. But why morning routine? When I wake up and look good, I feel much more confident, right? Like if I have moisturizer and I know that, like, because sometimes I'll wake up and then go outside or whatever, like used to hang out or whatever. But if I didn't have moisturizer or whatever, in my mind I would be like, oh, my skin could look better if I actually took care of it for a second, right? Like made sure it was all good and all that. So I don't want that to be in my mind. I just want to make sure I'm at my maximum potential, right? Night routine before and after the last prayer, right? We're going to get into prayer later on, but this is usually after like 11 p.m. or before 11 p.m., right? Somewhere between, because I stopped dialing at 9 p.m. Eastern, right? So somewhere between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. or maybe after as well, depending. I'm going to brush my teeth for 2 minutes real quick. Whitening strips for 30 minutes. I'm only doing this for 14 days, right? I did whitening strips before. They worked super, super well. I even have photos. I didn't put them in here, but they work super well. They do work. I did this like 2 years ago though, and I was supposed to do it every 6 months. So I just want to make sure I'm doing this again. Again, I have a tiny bit of yellow on the top. I want to make sure that that's white, right? Facial cleanser, 1 minute, like we talked about, and moisturizer as well. Why? Again, I'm going to feel more confident when I go to bed knowing that like my skin is not going to get damaged or whatever. It's not going to be in my mind, right? So it's just going to help me look better. Simple. Main reason why I'm doing both of these, again, I cannot allow myself to be wasted potential or the what could have been. I need to maximize my potential. This is a huge thing in my mind, and I just can't allow this fact because it honestly kills me every day, right? Just having the simple thought, and most people don't. If you have that, we need to connect, right? We're the same, but simply that's what it is. Religion, right? I lost myself with religion, right? Again, I'm Muslim, right? But I recently came back and locked in, right? So just to actually continue, right? I just need to continue, right? Like I came back now, I'm doing well, but again, I need to continue. Now I'm going to dive into like all the things, but prayer schedule, 5:30 a.m., wake up, pray Fajr, right? How I wake up, I have an alarm that literally charges me $30 if I don't wake up and do the task, like take a photo, complete the puzzle. If I don't do these, I get charged. So I just do this 5:30 a.m. Wake up, do these, do her prayer right at 1:30, right, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Right, like all these prayers. It's pretty simple. Why prayer? Now I don't want to keep this too long. This can be a separate video, but anytime I've prayed, I've seen results, and when I still haven't seen results when I've been praying, I have felt confident because I've known that my hands are in the, my hand or my plan is in the hands of the all powerful, right? And it's good to know that you're not alone on this journey, right? There's someone who truly knows you down to the deepest level more than you know yourself, and he's carrying you, right? You're praying every day for the results, you're putting in the work, and just having that faith, which is huge, is so, like, I generally don't think you can get results in any sales or business or whatever without having faith, right? I just think that's huge. I like to think of prayer as yoga, right? Because it calms me down. All right, we're going to be a bit more quiet, but basically, I like to think of prayer as yoga, right? Because it calms me down, disciplines me, and makes me thankful for the things I have, right? It's the perfect way to not let fear and stress get in the way. So, by the way, the reason I'm quiet is because family's here, right? So this is huge as well, honestly. Duas, what this is like what you recite, right? I think to fix my duas and get better at them for my prayers is going to ensure the chances of me actually getting results, right? And also building that deep connection with God. And why dua? To make sure my prayers are fully fulfilled and that I don't make mistakes, right? Again, this religion part I'm willing to dive super deep into the results I've seen from just, again, if you're Christian, Jewish, or whatever, right? Just having a connection with God is just huge, right? Anytime I've had fear or anxiety, it's taken that way, right? It's a refreshment, right? So, yeah, that's kind of the main thing, right? Social life. I was terrible with friends. I had terrible friends, right? Like I have a video explaining that, but I had terrible friends. I was watching reels, like scrolling right on YouTube and stuff as well, and I would share every little win. I'm gonna dive into these now, but the friends, I blocked off the people who call me and that don't add any value to me, right? I literally blocked them. I left my study group as well, which was a bit religious, but they were there obviously, and it was like that environment I didn't like, which my friends were a part of, right? Now, why friends? Anytime I've spent time with friends, I have felt terrible. I have felt like I've wasted my time because they aren't ambitious and they don't want to make something out of themselves. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm not like one of those 12-year-old kids, but my main point is this. For these people were like smokers, like they would say terrible swears. They were just not good people, and they were not going to get me to where I want to be. And it's been one of my dreams to literally leave these people, right? These people are just literally pathetic, and they don't care about me, right? Now, I have a video here, that explains it. Maybe I'll tag it as well. Like you'll see it on the top right or left. But this kind of explains my decision in depth, right? So I don't want to dive into that too much, but there's a lot of reason behind this. Social media, I deleted Instagram, obviously. Maybe YouTube will go with it, right? But I can't stop scrolling. I spend a lot of time. Right? It's taking up so much of my time. And once I removed Instagram for a month, it felt amazing. But then I came back to it, obviously. But I have before, and it has worked, right? Maybe I'll get rid of YouTube as well for my phone, but we'll see about that. Stay silent. Staying silent about everything, even when winning. So, no telling friends, no telling family, no telling others, right? Except mentors when it makes sense, and other people who can get me in higher places, right? And post wins in the Wiz channel. Why stay silent? I like talking a lot, unfortunately, right? You can already tell I'm a yapper. Anytime I talk or share a win, something bad happens and my results don't last, right? Maybe this is called nazar, like the third eye or evil eye or whatever, but it's like if you start getting cocky, you get striked. And I felt like I've experienced this a billion times. Like anytime I've looked good and went to a place, I've been experienced with this, right? But anyways, maybe for mentors, like depending, right? And the wins channel, what my wins channel is, in my mentorship, there's a wins channel where everyone shares their wins, right? How much money they made. So that kind of pushes people. And like the main thing is like, there's a lot of people who can make a difference in my life. And if they see me winning, that means they'll keep their eye on me more, right? It's really like this. It's like having a coach, right? Or someone, or like a scouter who's going to put you on a football team. watching you during a football game, the coach can get you in higher places, right? So if the coach sees you doing very, very well, he's going to get you in higher places, right? You could even be showing it off, but they might like that, right? They're going to be like, okay, confidence check, this check. So my mindset was weak. Now it's broken, and now it's heading to the right direction, right? I've cracked it. So this is the video, like for example, right now I'm fixing it. When feeling like giving up, listen to old Andrew Tate motivation videos. Why do I say this? It works. It works. It's that simple. Just listening to not other people. I don't know, with Andrew Tate motivation, like be a man, whatever. It's worked, man. I've locked in. I've realized things. I had a breakup with my ex. Literally watching Andrew Tate, like talking about like you analyze your situation. Why did you break up? Has saved me, for example, right? So all these different things, it helps, man, right? And anytime I feel like giving up, I go to it. It works. It's stupid, but it works. If it works, then do it. Go watch, my YouTube video to reflect. I'll come back to this video. I'll come back. I did this today. One of my friends called me and I started feeling bad, right? I wanted to start hanging out with them again, even though these were the people I left. I literally went back to the video of me talking about leaving friends and all that. And it was so good, right? Because I was telling myself, I was like, hey, you can't do this. It's on my channel, right? It's like, remember why you went ghost. But yeah, just think of this as like anime and movies, right? Like this is my time skip, right? Like, and if you're doing this as well, this is your time skip, right? I've been praying for this and now I have it. Now I've been wanting this, right? So I have it now and I need to make it work. So that was kind of the whys as well. I just put them in the same slide. Documentation. What do I mean by this? I stopped with the YouTube videos, as you can see. I did like day 1 to day 20 and I stopped with it due to nothing happening in my life. I left one of my offers. My offers got delayed. So for 2 weeks, literally, I had nothing going on with my going on, right? I could have still talked. Maybe I would have got more views, all that. But again, I should have consistently uploaded. Again, I'm not going to let that happen. I want to make sure that people can see my step-by-step results and they can see the documentation, right? So I have that proof in the future. Every day, at the end of my day, I will make YouTube videos going over my day, simply, right? And I'm going to go in more depth about this. But if I get a win, I will make a YouTube video, most likely, right? If I make my first money or like money I haven't made in a while, I'm going to be like, yeah, I made money. I'll maybe still title like day 25 or day 30 or whatever, but like say, just simply say day 30, but like on the thumbnail, like I made money, right? Whatever to get me views. I'm just kidding. But again, this is not for views. This is for documentation. But if a huge win or unique win happens, then I will potentially put it on my Instagram story, right? Just so I can kind of have that proof now that like I'm sharing with people who are more personal with me. Because again, no one knows about this channel, right? No one that I know knows about this channel. So everyone here is just completely random, right? YouTube will be my main platform for sharing, obviously, but Instagram is just kind of to build that funnel. Rules, right? I will do these no matter what. I like all these steps, right? No matter what. And I'm going to explain how I'm going to keep track of this, but I will keep coming back to this at least once a day, right? And I will update my Google Sheet every day. I will expand to this. And rule 4 is obviously I will listen to 1, 2, and 3, right? But coming back to this video every single day is super important, remembering where I came from, and I will update my Google Sheet every day. So Google Sheet, I will keep track of everything in the Google Sheet. This is how it looks, right? It's like yes, no call, right? But like every single day, I'm going to go through this at the end of my day, right? And I'm also going to share this, right, on each of my videos. But again, if you want this Google Sheet, I'll send it over. So come on, right? After everything we went through, we got this. Let's actually stick to something and accomplish something for once in our lives, right? Because we haven't for a while. And don't forget to subscribe so you can actually see for yourself if I really did improve or not. Because again, if you subscribe, right, let's say, and you are actually a part of this journey, you will have, the proof will be given to you that it does work, that you can change your life. Because most people don't believe in it, right? But the proof will be given to you and you will understand that it works and you're not alone and you're like, you know what? I got to do this as well. I'm saying this from my own experience. So again, this is not to get subscribers, right? But if you do this, you technically lock in your spot and you kind of tell yourself that if this guy doesn't make it, then it's not possible. But if it does make it, then this is more of a reason on why I have to try. Because I will be updating every day, right? and I will be showing the ups and downs, and I already have, right? I've been very open in my other videos, so I will be open about everything, and no matter what, I will update something. Even if needed, I will record on my phone, right? I'll drop this Google slide, right? This one, but I'll remove the text boxes so it's less slides because it is like 100 slides, and the tracker in the description as well of this video, right? They're gonna be there. And if you do want to connect, man, so we can keep each other accountable, hit me up on Instagram, right? Link in description. This is also my Instagram, as you can see. But again, like, if we have that form of content, we can kind of talk and be like, hey, dude, how's the journey going? Okay, good. Glad to hear that, right? Because again, like, feeling alone in this journey is one of the worst things that can happen, right? But knowing that you're not alone, like, that's why I talk about God, right? Because knowing you have someone who's holding your hand is just, it's great, right? You don't feel alone, right? Anyways, let's get it. This is as simple as it is. And yeah, so this is kind of myself. You can leave now, right? But like, other people can leave, but this is to myself. We need to stick to this. There is no way we don't stick to this. Like, please, for the love of God, just listen to this. Just always come back to this. Like, imagine where we're going to be at. So even if you feel like, oh, I gave up midway, I can't continue this, just get right back on the cycle. Just get right back on. Please, I'm begging you. Just remember this moment. Just remember. Remember June 25th, 2025, or June 26th, 2025, Thursday, 1:26 a.m. Just remember it. So, anyways, let's win.